Hello, my name is Michael Mills, and today I will be talking about elapsed time, and this is a fourth grade lesson. The question lesson would be appropriate for fourth grade or any upper grade that's working on time. And so today, like I said, we're going to work on elapsed time. It's the time in between A and B. So say your first time was 10:15 a.m. and the second time you're given is 3:15 p.m. The elapsed time is the time that it took to get from the 10:45 or 10:15 to 3:15. And so that's what we're going to be looking at today is the time, elapsed time, so the time in between time A and time B. And so we'll be working with hours and minutes, and hours are 60 minutes, so usually we work in base 10 numbers. So when we get to 10, we make a new group, but in time we work with base 60. So the maximum is 60, so when we get 60 minutes together, we lump those into 1 hour. And so we'll be working with hours, so 60 minutes, and then minutes. And a minute is 60 seconds. So you get 60 seconds, that groups together as 1 minute. All right, so our question is Brendan's practice started at 11 a.m. When he left to go home, it was 2:15 p.m. How long was Brendan at practice? So in the problem we see that Brendan went to practice at 11 a.m. and he went to go home at 2:15 p.m. And so the elapsed time we're looking for is the time it took to get from 11 a.m. to 2:15 p.m. And so there's a couple ways that we can go about solving this. One way is to use addition. And so we start at our 11, and then we need to get to 2:15. And so we can start by getting big chunks out of the way. And so we can start by adding 1 hour to 11, and that gets us to 12 o'clock or noon. And so there's 1 hour out of the way, and now we're still not at 2:15, so we need to add another hour, which gets us to 1 p.m. And so we had another hour, we got to 1, but we're still not at 2:15. And so I'll move up here. We have our 1 o'clock, and so we'll add another hour, which gets us to 2 p.m. And so we're still at 2:15, but we don't need to add a biggest chunk as an hour. And so we can start by adding. We can either do 15 minutes as a whole, or we could break it down into 10 and 5 minutes. And so let's do 10 and 5. So we can add 10 minutes here, which gets us to 2:10. We're not quite there, and so we'll go in and add that last 5 minutes, which gets us to 2:15. So we started at 11, and we made it to 2:15. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go back, and we're going to circle all the time that we added as we went along. And so we are going to take these and we're going to pull them out, and we will add them. So I'll go over to the side, just right here. And so we have 1 hour from over here, so check we use that. Then we have another hour, so check we use that. And then we come over here and we had 1 more hour. Then we had 10 minutes and then 5 minutes. So if we add these together, we have 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 5, which gets us 5. We have 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, gets us to 1. Then we go to our hours and we have 1, 2, 3. So here's our final answer, our elapsed time. So if we go back to our question, which was how long was Brendan at practice, we went and we added all the way up, and then we took the numbers, the hours and minutes that we added, and we went to the side, we added those up, which gave us 3 hours and 15 minutes. So how long was Brendan at practice? He was at practice for 3 hours and 15 minutes. So our elapsed time, which was the time from 11 a.m. to 2:15 p.m., was 3 hours and 15 minutes. That was our elapsed time. So this was one way of showing it, addition. But another way we can show it is if we use a number line. And so each one of these little ticks represents 10 minutes. And then these bigger ticks are hours. And so here was our starting time, 11 a.m. And then we jumped 1 whole hour, plus 1. When we got to 12 p.m. or noon, we weren't quite there, so we jumped another hour. And got us to 1. We still weren't there, so we needed to jump 1 more hour, which got us to 2, and we're looking for 2:15, so we're not quite there. So we made one little jump right there, which was our 10 minutes. Then we made one more tiny half jump there, which got us those last 5 minutes we needed. So we started at 11, we added 1 hour or 60 minutes, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 minutes, 1 hour. So we added 1 hour there, got us to noon, added 1 more hour, which got us to 1, added our last hour, which got us to 2, and then we added our 10 minutes there, which got us to 2:10. Then we needed 5 more minutes, so we added a little half jump, which got us to 2:15 p.m. So same thing, we circle all the times that we added, and so we have 1, 1, 1, and then these are all hours. Then we have our 10 minutes and our 5 minutes. So just like before, we take those, we can add them, 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 5 is 5. And then we have our 1 here. So there are 15 minutes, and 1, 2, 3. There are 3 hours. So whether we did addition or number line, we still wind up with the elapsed time of 3 hours and 15 minutes. So that is elapsed time. It's finding the time in between time A, which in this case was 11 a.m., and time B, which in this case was 2:15 p.m. And so these were just 2 methods. You could also use a clock. These were just the addition or base 60 method, and then the number line method. And so we found our question was, how long was Brendan at practice? He was at practice for 3 hours and 15 minutes. And so that 3 hours and 15 minutes was our elapsed time, or just repeat it again, in other terms, are the time in between point A, time A, and time B. And so that was an elapsed time lesson for 4th grade or upper grade or any upper grade. And yeah, there's elapsed time.